What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to 2020. We are the Keyboard Warriors, presented by RepTheWarriors.com. My name's Eddie Law. That's Fred Kirby. Jesse should be here hopefully soon at some point. It's my fault. Look, I shit got fucking crazy in the last couple hours, so I was running late. It's my bad, but we're live now, ladies and gentlemen. And we're just talking right now about like we have no really fucking idea other than the awards what to talk about. Did you see Fedor versus Fat Rampage?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you think of that shit? Because it was just like, really, Rampage? What the fuck, bro?
I mean, I think we can all successfully say that's the worst we've ever seen Rampage, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the worst I've ever seen Rampage look, period, bar none. And he's came into some fights a little underprepared and a little overweight, but that was fucking ridiculous, Jack. Like, could he have possibly trained for that fight?
You know, I don't know. I don't think he did.
I mean, if
it didn't look like he did.
If he was just trying to lose weight, he would have looked better.
Right.
He's on a diet. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, he could not have possibly trained for that fight. He looked fucking huge, man.
Yeah. No, and then after the fight, like I think his trainer was we were trying to get him back down to 205 and some other bullshit he was saying. I'm like, all right, that's not what I'm trying to hear. It's like the Andy Ruiz thing. It's like, go ahead and I'm gonna take the rematch seriously, or the fucking third fight seriously. It's like, well, he came in overweight. We got to get back down to 205. Like, dude, just had to do it beforehand.
At least Andy Ruiz has always been a fat piece of shit.
Right.
I mean, Rampage has actually looked svelte at certain times in his career. I've never seen Rampage look like that.
Right.
What'd you think, bro? Did you think you was fighting BJ Penn? Like,
right.
Fedor was still kind of quick. He still hits hard. That was out. Like, I don't know. It makes me wonder. Is Rampage broke?
Oh.
Why is he taking this fight? Like, why would you do this? Why would you take this fight? Why would you? And people say he took a dive. Stop it. Let's not get fucking stupid now. He didn't take a dive, but he clearly didn't have much fight for that fight. He caught a big one, fucking ate the dust. Yeah, it was like, yeah, I'm cool. I don't think he took a dive, but I think he definitely thought, I'm not here to win this fucking fight. Whatever. Like, I tried to fight a little bit. I was going to land a big shot. I got popped in the nose. He kind of fell down. I mean, was he just there to collect the paycheck? Is Rampage doing this? Like, what? He didn't, at this point, whatever that did, it didn't do nothing for his legacy in any sort of good way. Like, and if he's going to fight like that, I suggest he just stay the fuck gone. That was, I hate to be this sort of a fucking keyboard warrior or this sort of a cunt because it's not really fair. Rampage is a goddamn legend, but that was fucking embarrassing.
That was bad. It was hard to watch, honestly. And it was, didn't it last that long? And again, Fedor was still faster than him, quicker as shit.
Fuck yeah. He was, that fight wasn't even close. I don't think Rampage landed one punch, or maybe he landed like one. Rampage or Fedor's nose looked a little red. But clearly Rampage was outgunned from the match. Yeah. And to be fair, a lot of that seemed like it was more Rampage's fault than Fedor's, upway. Like, Rampage looked like fucking shit. When he walked out to the cage, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, Page. You look fucking huge. And then he looked even slower than he looked fat. What the fuck? Which was a major problem.
Yeah, no, that was rough. That was rough as fuck, dude. I don't understand. Like, I'm with you. I mean, here we go. Jesse.
Yo, what up?
We live. Jesse, what's up?
What's going on? Oh, so I can't say anti-Semitic things and my pro-Trump views.
I'm so glad.
Don't fucking say nothing racist, you prick. We're live.
I'm so glad everyone can tell the difference between your voice and mine because I didn't say any of that shit.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I don't know, man.
Don't know me, motherfucker. Anyway, all right. What'd you think about Rampage Fedor, man?
That was real. I mean, it seemed like a fixed fight. Like, in my opinion,
Do you believe? Okay, time out. People are saying they took a dive. Do you think Rampage is the new Bob Sapp?
Hell no. Okay, look. Wait. Look, from the first angle that you had when you were watching the fight, it didn't look like that punch landed solid. Okay. But then when you look at the replays of like the shot, like kind of like behind Fedor, you could see how hard he landed, like in that temple area where he got cut. And that it was a solid shot that put Rampage down.
Right.
I agree. Like, I heard a little bit about what Fred was saying, that maybe Fedor is maybe a little bit past his prime at this point. But there was no doubt that Rampage literally just probably his training was eating like everything in sight, and probably banging some couple Chinese or Japanese women in Japan when he was over there. But that's probably about the most cardio he did for this fight camp, because he looked completely out of shape. It was a terrible showing for Rampage.
Bro, he wasn't even bending those Chinese whores over. They must have just been riding his fucking fat black snake in that bed, because he wasn't getting any kind of cardio, Jack. Like, he had fucking Nathan.
Yeah, no, that was rough. That was rough to watch. But I mean, he said he's gonna cut down. He's gonna get back down to 205, whatever his trainer was. But Fedor, what's up?
That being said, I do enjoy the whole Bellator fucking rising. I do enjoy the little cross promotion thing. I figure if you can't beat them, join them. No, UFC's not going to fuck with none of y'all little lame ass leagues. So might as well y'all work together and give us the best possible product y'all can. So I did enjoy that part of it, to be fair.
No, that was definitely dope as fuck, honestly.
And that fucking broad. Sorry, Eddie.
Who?
That fucking broad. The broad they brought out to announce them from Pride. The fucking
the screamer lady.
It is a chick, right?
Yeah, it's a chick.
Yeah, yes. They brought that broad back. I enjoyed that part of it too.
Yeah,
the portion.
Yeah, a couple times is cool. But after like the fifth time, I'm like, lady, the fuck? Like, stop.
I enjoy it. Let that broad carry on.
Take the foot off the gas. We can hear you. You got a mic. It's all good. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Anyway, let me check some of the comments here. Jerome said Rampage didn't take that serious. He looked like crap out there. He definitely seemed like it. He didn't take that fight camp seriously at all.
He couldn't have possibly.
Exactly. Otis says Rampage should have just stayed home. What's up, Otis? Yeah, should have just stayed home. And he had to take his Bellator side serious since beating Joey Beltran. And Joey Beltran's doing like bare knuckle boxing or bare knuckle fighting. Boxing? Whatever. BKFC. Yeah. He's doing that.
So to put a bow on this, what do we want to see from Fedor or Rampage at this point? Are we done with both of them, or what's the deal with this? What do you?
Well, got? I think as I don't know if you guys anybody tuned in to Eddie's show on Monday. I was trying to get Eddie to understand that, and I think he did get it finally with my comments that what Fedor wants to do is do kind of like a world tour, 2 more fights, one in the States and then one in his home country of Russia.
Right.
So Fred, I think we could all agree that if he wants to do 2 more fights, one here in the U.S. where maybe people can see him, that haven't had a chance to see him, throw him a tomato can, and then one last time in Russia, throw him another tomato can. I'm okay with it, as long as it's not going to be like something where they're like, well, we'll have him fight Ryan Bader or like a top contender like that. I don't want to see that.
Okay, I take it back. I do enjoy this fucking show. That's exactly what the fuck I want to see. The last thing on earth I want to see is punk ass Fedor smash 2 tomato cans all the way out the door. Either give him a chance at real glory or send him the fuck on. This Rampage thing was it for me. Do not bring out fucking Hungman Choi out of the back. Don't bring out the fucking Hardy Boys. Don't bring out Bob fucking Sapp or goddamn it Bobby Lashley.
Damn it.
Some of that shit going around. Save Bobby Lashley. Like, I want to see him fucking fight somebody that matters. Let him fight Josh Barnett. There's a fucking fight I can get behind. Let's see what's doing.
No. Look, Fred. I agree with you. I think any fan of Fedor that would want to see him fight would definitely want to see him fight somebody, a name, something that's going to be good. But at this point, I don't think Fedor would take that fight. I think he's going to look at that and go, man, no. I want to fight the guy that's ranked 10,000th, has no ranking, has had like 1 fight or 2 fights. And especially if he's going to fight in Russia, where you definitely don't want to take an L in your home country. Maybe he might get a decent fight here in the States. Maybe.
But I got the perfect fight for him. I got the perfect fight for Fedor. And it might be just because I want to see the ending of it. Has anybody called Tito yet?
Oh my God.
Tito Ortiz against Fedor. Tito's on a winning streak.
He is.
He just beat another fighter.
He's in fucking combate though.
Oh, someone called Campbell who want to do business. He'll cross promote with them too. Fuck it. Let's throw down Fedor versus Tito.
To be fair, stylistically and fight purposes wise, I ain't completely mad at it. Tito and that's a fight that I could kind of get behind. To be fair, that would be stylistic.
If it ends the same way, I won't be upset either.
You know what? You know what, Eddie?
We'll never get Tito on the show. What?
I hate your ideas most of the time, even though we're supposed to be on the same team here. But I like this idea. And you know what's funny? You know what's funny about that? Tito would hard sell that as like a political Russia against the U.S.
Exactly.
All this stuff, and like he would sell that to the end. And you know what? Yeah, that's right up his alley. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all agree that Tito would probably take a beating too, right? Like, yeah. Fedor was eventually going to thunderstrike Tito, so I'm here for that. Good idea, okay. Yeah, I don't agree with you either. That's the best fucking idea you've ever had.
Okay, here we go. Whatever, Raider. It says she says it was a decent card and it's far better than the PFL shit show last night.
Ooh,
yeah,
wow.
I mean, listen, y'all motherfuckers can call me a casual if you want. I don't tune in for the PFL, Jack. I catch the results, but I'm sorry, I don't be tuning in for the PFL. I don't be checking for the PFL. Like,
all I watch is Lance Palmer, and that's it. And Kayla Harrison, and I think she's overrated as fuck.
I keep my eye on her, but
here's my question to you guys though. Like, at least honestly, I don't really care about watching PFL. I agree with you guys, but at least these guys are not only getting paid for their fights that they're having, but they're also winning $1 million at the end of it. And I think the runner-up gets like $250,000 or something like that. Yeah, that ain't bad. And think about this. Now Rory McDonald's over there, and he's gonna have his way. Probably make $1 million on the way out. It's not a bad deal for the fighters that are there, but I mean it's not the best competition, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, listen, the fighters are getting paid well. You always Captain Save a Hoe for the fighters. So what, man? Nobody asked them to be fighters. I get sick and tired of people picking careers and then blaming us for them not getting paid. Hey, man, go be a chemist. Sell crack. I don't know, be a rapper. What the fuck? Nobody asked you to be a fighter. Don't be a fighter and then bitch to me.
It's hard to be a rapper, man.
Yeah, I know. That's Tyron Woodley. Listen,
that's Tyron Woodley.
Listen, Will Smith was a way better rapper than Tyron Woodley. And I'm not fucking being cute. And when I can make that statement and it's fucking authentic, God damn it, Tyron Woodley, if you don't get the fuck away from rap studios or booths or anything that resembles a rhyme, it's almost like he's fucking trolling. I've never heard worse rap. I tell you what, the Nick Cannon Eminem diss track puts Tyron Woodley's shit to fucking shame. Tyron Woodley's rap career is fucking laughable.
Trash.
I mean,
who's the one that says trash a lot? Fucking, is it Joe Budden that says trash? He does that. Tyron
Woodley could very well be the worst rapper I've ever heard, and that's no hyperbole. I don't think I put on the ice. Put on the Ice Baby. I'm cool with it. Like, Tyron Woodley is the worst rapper I have ever heard in my fucking life. Now, to be fair, he's one of the greatest fighters on earth. You can't have it all, my dude. You don't get to be fucking goddamn Gucci Man and fucking Rocky Marciano. The good Lord don't throw out his fucking blessings like that.
Is he though? I mean, he did get his ass handed to him by Kamal Usman earlier this year. So
Tyron Woodley's still one of the best welterweights ever. Come on,
you're a bad motherfucker. You can't be one of those motherfuckers and be Eminem. Eminem's not a very good fighter. It's a fact. No. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Let's see. Dave says have Fedor fight that Jack Swagger dude. What's his name? He has a different name. Whatever his name is. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't think we should do that though. Jack Swagger, Jack Hager, or whatever the fuck that.
Jake Hager.
Jake Hager. Yeah, I don't think he wants that smoke. Listen, I'm here for it. I'm always one to want to see one of the WWE guys get their fucking face pummeled for trying to take this shit seriously, but I don't think he wants that smoke.
Feed Fedor to Dylan Dennis. You guys see that video of his chick?
Okay, listen.
Wait, Fred, real quick.
Boy, his chick has a nice ass. I'd like a little bit more pigment on it, but
I need more, but it looks good.
I gotta hand it to him though. Fucking broad's all right. She looks like a fucking whore that would give you the sip.
Oh, 100% she is. Okay, I don't know for
Fred,
sure. I think about. I don't know
before you go on. No, before you go on your rant, Fred. What about giving Fedor Bigfoot Silva?
Man, on steroids?
Bigfoot Silva's fucking popping roids and doing bare knuckle boxing. It's nothing.
Isn't he the first guy to hand him a loss?
No. Fabricio gave him that.
Title.
He was the first one to finish him with strikes.
There you go. See, so I mean, a little redemption there, right?
Mark Hunt, give him Mark Hunt. Let's move on.
Hey, Dylan Dennis's girlfriend is hot. but she looks like she might give you an STD. Quickly, before we get off this topic, would you fuck her if you knew she had syphilis? Syphilis. How you say that? Syphilis?
Yeah, syphilis.
We can get rid of it. Now, for me, I would fuck her knowing she had that because it just pisses it burns a little bit when you piss.
I couldn't do it. Not if she has some, dude. I couldn't do it.
Even though it washes off?
Yeah, there's something about how dirty that really is. Like, she's not that level hot.
I'd fucking pound her, Jack.
You know what, though? Okay. I'm going to ask a question, Fred, and this is only for you because I think I already know Eddie's answer. But would you still eat her box?
Good question. No, I would not.
Finally, Fred said no to something. Wow.
Yeah, no, you're right. I ain't
looking shit.
What I was going to say is also on this card, MVP fault. And another tomato can. So Dylan Dennis, MVP. Not so much Dylan Dennis, but absurdly MVP. Is it enough with Bellator spoon feeding these pricks? Like, say what you want about Dylan Dennis. The prick is talented, right? I'm ready to see him fight a real fucking guy. I'm tired of seeing him fight guys I've never heard of. Motherfucker, you got some good ass grappling and you shoot that fucking mouth off a lot. Let's fucking see. What the fuck division does he even fight at? He fights so many losers, I don't even know what division he's at. Is he 55, 70, 45, 70 maybe?
70, I think. Let me look. I will find that right now.
He's talking to Askren. I don't even know what fucking division he's at. But like, there's got to be somebody. Let's see him find a name. An MVP. Boy, if you don't start fighting motherfuckers in the top 5 of Bellator.
But he did already. He fought the champion over there.
And
he lost.
What? So what? So the fuck what? People fucking lose the champions all the time. Does that mean they go back down and start fighting the 32nd guy again? MVP's here to stay. We don't need to see him fight tomato cans ever the fuck again.
You know what? I got shit for saying that I don't care about MVP, like even a little bit. The people are like, I can't believe you said that. I can't believe you did that. I'm like, because he doesn't fight anybody. How am I supposed to give a fuck about you if all you do is question cans? I could put for that.
But Diego Lima finished him fairly easily. And I think the problem is that I agree with you, Fred. At this point, he should have already taken that step maybe like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And maybe he could have developed a lot better. But at this point, it just seems like they're trying to do the Kimbo Slice thing where they just, cart him out there against a tomato can that he can smash really easily, look impressive, get one of those exciting finishes, do his little like post-fight celebration thing, and then we move on because they can just clip that highlight reel, it's disappointing.
You cute Mexican cocksucker. I'm not letting you get away with that. That fight was not easy. As a matter of fact, I would argue that MVP was winning that fight right up until he ate the big punch and got knocked out. No, stop it.
You could argue it.
He was not.
You could argue it.
It was at the very least a competitive fight, and then MVP got caught twice and the fight was over. It wasn't like he was getting the shit beat out of him. Like, stop. Right. And also, again, just because you lose to the champion, he should still be fighting, number 3, number 4, like a fucking name that we know. He beat Paul Daly, for Christ's fucking sakes. Like, we act like he lost to Douglas Lima. He should, he's not who he thought he was. He should start fighting fucking number, 34 again. Get the fuck out of here, man.
No,
it's the same note.
All right.
I agree with you, Fred, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I think Bellator realizes that if they break their little fragile vase that's expensive too many times, I think they've kind of learned from what was that Aaron Pico from giving him too high of competition, and he got cracked every single what was it, like 2-3 fights in a row that he got KO'd like that. I mean, I think they've learned their lesson of pushing somebody too hard, but I also agree with you, Fred, that they need to do something with him, because at this point, it's either he's going to be the John Jones of Bellator, or he's going to be, I don't know, the Gustafsson of Bellator, like the second best guy right under the number one guy until the number one guy retires or leaves or, whatever. I mean, he's got to do something, right? They've got to do something with him to get people excited about him, not just give him tomato cans so he has highlight reels, the casuals are excited about it.
I'm with you. I agree with all the memes of saying Scott Coker is like, Scott Coker picks up his mail. Mailman goes, "Hey, how's it?" And then Scott Coker interrupts and says, "Would you like to fight MVP?" Like, I mean, that's kind of what he's doing. It's like, who wants to fight MVP? Anybody? And then he gets cans. But all right, regardless, they do need to do something with that dude for sure, 100%. Let me catch up with some more of these comments real quick. Eddie was so excited to match Fedor up with Tito. Saying, and apparently Tito wants back in Bellator. Let's go.
I mean, Eddie's trying to ruin our end of the year awards where I can present Tito with an award live on the show. Apparently, I see how it is, Eddie.
All I'm saying is Tito blocked me for making fun of him. That's all. In my other one, he didn't block me on this one yet. I'm waiting, but I haven't said anything yet. Otis says PFL's paying folks $1 million. No wonder Rory left Bellator. Right? Rory's so horrible on the mic. It's like he's on shit tons of lithium. It's pretty bad.
Pretty good.
Ice Ice Baby eats Tyrant's new shit up. Yeah, it does.
Oh God, it does.
Yeah, and Mike Perry had some better rapping skills in his tweets today. I didn't even look.
I literally believe it.
Right. Let's see. What's up with Jeremiah? Was good. Bigfoot's half dead.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. Dan's grappling record is garbage. Yeah. No, his grappling record is like okay. He was one of Marcelo Garcia's like killer brown belts, but as a black belt, he's gotten kind of railroaded a little bit.
And I think
what?
I think you can attest to this, Eddie. But like when you stop doing competitions, you kind of get behind the 8 ball. You're no longer at the forefront of it, and then you start getting subbed by randoms.
Shit changes so fucking quickly in jiu-jitsu. Go ahead.
I love watching cans get crushed too.
No,
but at a certain point with a guy like MVP, I might have been a little two-stepping Dylan Dennis in there. We can give him a few more cans. But with MVP, it's like you can't go back. Like you crushed cans forever, and then we gave you Paul Daly and you won, and then we gave you the champion and you lost. We can't just fucking drop you all the way back down the
right.
You gotta wait. You're still in the fire, my guy.
Right. And then as far as PFL, I mean, did you guys watch it?
I didn't watch it.
No, but again, I think the fact that
is all I got.
Yeah, 2 years in a row. No, but think about it, guys. At least the fact that the PFL has, with all the stuff that happened with what was it called, the World Series of Fighting, and how they didn't even know how they were making money because they were paying more to be on NBC Sports than than they were taking in money. They were literally giving out tickets to people like to fill the arena. And I went to some of those events, and they had some great fighters. Justin Gaethje came from there. But the thing is that it's impressive to see that they're still trugging along at this point, and still those $1 million checks are still not bouncing. So I'm impressed that at least there's an option for fighters like Rory McDonald and Lance Palmer, Kayla Harrison.
Yeah. Okay. What do you guys think about Kayla Harrison? Just very quickly, because we got to move on to this thing. But I agree with Raider.
She's on the verge of becoming an MVP, where she's not being tested against top competition, and I mean she needs to move on from PFL and go somewhere else and actually test herself.
She's like a real prospect, though, right? She's got
skill.
Or
No, she's got
super new. So like she just I don't know. I feel like she probably good where she at for a few fights. Like don't rush her at all. Like she's still super young in the game.
Yeah, but to me, it's annoying that everyone's like, oh, she's like the next Ronda Rousey, but better and shit like that. And I'm like,
wait, I'm gonna get crazy.
Relax.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I'm like, relax. Let this girl build up her own name and everything, but let her do her thing. Plus, she's at 155, isn't she?
Yeah. Does that even exist for broads?
No, not in the UFC, but they made that
in general.
Right. They made that division for her.
There's like 9 145ers. How many 155ers could there possibly be?
How old is she? Because I feel like she's coming up to that age range where like either she's gonna make the jump to Bellator or UFC and do something, or I mean
Bellator. But
I get it. Like going to Bellator at this point right now would probably be the best bet because the only person you have over there would be Cyborg and their division of other women they have Julia Budd and who else? Somebody else, right?
She's 29 years old. I think she's in Bellator. I don't think we'll ever see her in the UFC, honestly. But that's
Julia Budd. If Bellator don't knock it off.
Them initially comparing Kayla to Ronda, like, sorry, man, but Ronda's fights were exciting. Kayla's a lay and pray. That whole fight had the girl pinned and never submitted her. Like, what the fuck? That's what I'm saying. She's not. I just don't care. To me, she's overrated. She's a position fighter, and she doesn't even really go for the finish. Like if we're point fighting, even jiu-jitsu, if you're point fighting, like I don't know if you guys ever watched a tournament, but most tournaments are points, right? There's these like submission only tournaments, like in Arizona, we have one in Tucson, out of Tim's Planet Tucson with Anthony Burchak's the lead. Him and his I think his wife run it. It's called the bullpen series, right? It's sub only. It's like EBI, but it's sub only tournament style, and it's fun as fuck to watch because it's always go for the finish. You don't reward points in point fighting because it's positions, but regardless, I'm with that. I'm kind of I don't. Kayla Harrison's gonna have to give me a reason to give a shit, honestly, to watch her fights. All right. Anything else you guys want to hit before we talk about? How about all this like hype? Because I got people actually sent that to me, the tweets, or the quotes from John Kavanaugh. That the best that we've ever seen Conor McGregor in training. We can just hype it up, right?
I mean, listen. I'm a fucking self-admitted Conor nut hugger, and that tweet fucking didn't do shit for me. I mean, we'll fucking see. I'll tell you how fucking good Conor looked on what is it, the 19th? Is it the 18th?
Jacked as fuck.
I'll tell you that fucking sign. I don't give a fuck how jacked he is.
Right, but he looks bigger, right?
Huh?
He looks bigger though, right? Like he can put on some muscle.
No, not than he did the last time he fought at 170. Everyone's like, he looks tracked. He looks tracked. When he fights at 170, he looks huge because he's not cutting weight. I mean, like he don't look no bigger than he necessarily did when he fought Nate at 70 that second time around. He's fucking he's huge at 70.
Yeah.
Not huge,
you mean
for his frame? He can pack on all that muscle.
You mean he's hydrated and healthy, right? Like he's not draining himself down to 145 where he looked like he was dying.
Sure, right, exactly. He was 55 a little bit, but at 70 he just looks healthy and huge.
Mind you, I gotta give him a ton of credit for making weight at 145 each fucking time. With how many fucking weight misses we see these days,
no shit.
Like, goddamn, you got to give Conor credit. He never missed, not once. So,
well, yeah, nothing to see here. A coach praising their fighter, getting us all hyped for the fight. Nothing to see here.
Exactly. All right. Let me see if anything else before we hit this our 2019 awards. I don't say anything, but if anything comes up on Twitter or anything, or if you guys want to throw something in the chat, let me know what you guys want to talk about real quick. We'll touch on that. What's up?
Real quick, Eddie. I know this isn't before we get into the awards, but I do want to hear your take on what was it, the NBA guy that died?
Oh, David Stern. Just real quick, I know we're not right? Show. David Stern was commissioner in the NBA for 30 years. He's the one that took the NBA from the Coke scandal days, that huge cocaine scandal back in the day, and he's the one that took them from that to basically where we're at now. And so I think he died of a brain hemorrhage, and that fucking sucks and everything. So I gotta say, rest in peace to the man, David Stern. I know a lot of people hated him while he was working. He got booed every time he made a public appearance. But I mean, damn it, what he did worked. So you got to give that man credit. He left a legacy. They're always gonna remember that dude as probably the best commissioner that the NBA's ever had ever. And so rest in peace, David Stern. So, all right, there you go. But 77 years old, put himself through the ringer. That's a lot of stress you got to deal with, and then a brain hemorrhage. I mean, goddamn. So yeah, all right. Anything else you guys want to throw out before we get on this?
Nope. Let's get to these fucking awards, and let me just fucking start by saying.
Go ahead.
Before we even start these awards, let me start by saying that punk ass Jesus sent us these awards about 6.5 minutes ago. He put names on them, so I got no fucking idea what we're awarding or what the fuck we're doing. So strap in for the fucking ride. I don't know what the fuck's going on. He got the fucking who the fuck is this award? The Black Belt Award? I don't know what the fuck we're even talking about. But here,
all right.
Yeah, Jesse's gonna have to explain them as we go, and then we'll pick it.
I got a pretty good idea.
Yeah. All right. Let's real quick because I got a couple more comments on here. What is Shitty Car 246 is? I swear Holly Holm should be on the prelims by now. She's the main event against someone she already fought.
Ouch. Who's that? Holly Holm and
Rocky Pennington.
Damn, that's the main event?
No, not for 246. I think this is the main card.
Main card. Okay.
Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I get it. It's not the greatest card ever.
If Vanilla Ice goes on tour tomorrow, he sells shit out because he plays that punk ass Ice Ice Baby song. I know it's like the third time I've referenced that punk ass motherfucker. When she head kicked Ronda Rousey, that bought her a lot of goodwill. She'll be touring on that knockout until she decides to quit the sport, Jack.
Forever. All right. Real quick, the Holly Holm's the co-main event. The main card looks like this: Anthony Pettis versus Carlos Diego Ferreira, Claudio Gadelha against Alexa Grasso, Alexei Olenek versus Maurice Green, Mo Green, Holly Holm versus Raquel Pennington, and Conor McGregor versus Donald Cerrone. This is one of those like betting on Conor, bringing in the view.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, fair enough. This is the Conor card, so that all makes perfect sense now.
Real quick, Fred, did you like rediscover that Ice Ice Baby album or something from Vanilla Ice or?
It's the fucking second Ice Ice record.
By the way, just so you know, he still does do like concerts and stuff, and he doesn't bust out the Ice Ice Baby. Now he's made it into like a hardcore like thrash song.
Oh God.
So it's not even like hip hop anymore. It's all like scream metal, whatever.
That motherfucker says Ice Ice Baby.
Raider really doesn't like Holly Holm. Raider says, I hope she can sip with some John Jones. I bet that's going around a little bit. So
I hear.
Let's see. All right, Jesse, you want to go through
Dennis's girlfriend? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. All right, do you want to go? So then, Jesse, do you want me to go down the list on the order you gave it to me, or do you want to do it?
Yeah. Because the last three are basically like
Decade Awards.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a couple Decade Awards and a future award. Kind of like
Decade Awards.
Who's next?
See how much pot I smoke? I don't remember what happened yesterday, let alone 6 years ago. But let's fucking get to it.
I'm with you. I had a hard time with this list, and I'm still working on it in my head. All right, for the first award, these are the Keyboard Warriors MMA, I guess. Keyboard Warriors 2019 MMA Awards. So we're just gonna go on the list, man. I mean, we've done this. Was like the third year we do this. Second year we did. I don't remember.
Great year for fights. So
it was a great year for fights.
Good one.
Oh, here we go. Just real quick. Conor should worry about that conditioning at 170 because Cerrone has done well at 170 besides the Masvidal and Till losses. True.
Yeah.
True. And and Cowboy still a black belt in jiu-jitsu. They can't forget that. Although McGregor's supposedly a brown belt from what I've seen. So, all right. Fair enough. Here we go. First award of the night, the Spices Pros Hot Mic of the Year Award. I'm assuming this is who had the best post-fight interview. Is that correct, Jesse?
Correct.
All right.
So would you like me to go first?
Yes, I would.
I also had a hard time because I couldn't remember really too many people having a really, really good post-fight speech. But I mean, it's got to go. I think this is what was it? 2 years ago, he was the winner. It's got to be Derek Lewis at 244.
What did he say?
He said something about, I think it was something to do with Trump, and then he said because he fought what was it?
The Russian.
The Russian dude, and then he was trying to punch him in his booty hole that he had in the front.
Yeah, I remember that now. I remember USA up in this hoe. Like, yo, I made that a t-shirt. I still want that shirt. USA up in this hoe. Like,
yeah, there you go. So I mean, he doesn't disappoint. So Derek Lewis for me.
All right. Fred, you want to
go? Yeah, I would have to go. And see, I get really. I'm pretty sure this fucking fight was this year. Yeah. But Nate Diaz after the Pettis win.
Yep. 241.
Right? That's when this whole bad motherfucker thing pretty much started. That was its inception. He was saying that he was the baddest motherfucker in the game, called his shot, and then the next thing you know, there's a literal bad motherfucker belt. And I mean, who cuts a fucking promo like a Diaz brother? Like,
right,
it is what it is.
Yeah. All right. And in the competition, folks, give us your picks for each of these awards. So the Hot Mic.
Yeah, we're gonna miss a fucking shitload.
Right. All right. Of course, just like Fred, I'm picking Nate Diaz after UFC 241 after beating Anthony Pettis because he gets a mic and you don't know what he's gonna say, right? Like, at this point, like I was there, so I was ready to fucking listen to this shit, and I expected, I'm not surprised, motherfucker, type of deal or anything. No, he was talking about, I'm the best motherfucker. I just came back now because everyone kind of sucks, and I finally took a fight on this one. He goes, I have, I'm the baddest motherfucker. I have the baddest motherfucker belt. He goes, I want to defend it against Jorge Masvidal. He says that, or he basically said Jorge Masvidal had a good last fight. He says that it created an entire card. It created an entire belt. The Rock was there. Donald Trump showed up. Fucking people were up in arms, just crazy about it. They demanded the fight would get made. The fight got made. They ended the way we wanted it to overall, as far as getting an actual finish or at least getting through the actual the entire fight. But the madness that it created just from that post-fight interview, to me, makes it the Spice Pros Hot Mic of the Year award. To me, goes to Nate Diaz. So,
do you guys know how predictable you guys are? Just saying. Because you know what's funny? I wrote him down initially, and then I was like, you know what? We can't have 3 Nate Diaz votes on this panel.
Yeah, we can't. Listen, I thought about that too. Fuck you, pricks. I'm not naming some weirdy bitty pick just to appease you guys. If there's a fucking obvious winner, fuck you guys.
I'm saying. Anyway, all right. Next award represents keeping it real fighter of the year. Jesse, explain this one.
Just basically a guy who's just represented MMA, to the fullest, just a bad dude. And honestly, I think this is going to be 3 votes all the way around. Yeah. There's honestly no other guy other than Jorge Masvidal. I mean, you guys can explain more into that if you guys are picking him. But honestly, for me, he's a guy that not only basically had a rebirth, but really, really came into his own and really brought this whole community of people behind him that it just seems like came out of nowhere, right? And he had, like Eddie said, this whole event took shape because not only Masvidal but Diaz came together to form this just crazy event that everybody wanted to be a part of, right? And so to me, and he had the win. So to me, Jorge Masvidal.
Okay, well, you're wrong once again, Jesus. We're not going to agree on this one. Okay, For me, the winner of this award, the Keeping It Real award, would be, and don't get me wrong, this will probably be the last award he wins for me tonight, but Nate Diaz. Again, he is the reason there, even though he got his ass whooped in that bad motherfucker fight, the reason there was a bad motherfucker fight to begin with is because Nate Diaz keeps it so fucking real. I mean, the guy is literally one of the realest fucking cats to ever compete in combat sports. He's real on a Mike Tyson level, just without all the psychotic tendencies. He's one of the realest guys to ever be in the fucking game. His post-fight speech that I just alluded to was so real that it created the biggest event of the year. Who else could fucking win the Keeping It Real award but Nate fucking Diaz?
Yeah, and I actually had a 1B on this one. I actually picked guys. I went Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal. Who else? Who else makes this kind of shit happen? I mean, you start off with Jorge Masvidal. In the back after his fight, I think it was in I don't forget, London, wherever he fought. He went after the Darren Till fight, and he gets into it. Leon Edwards, right? This isn't a fake guy that comes up to you and says, I'll fuck you up while being held back by 8 security guards. He walks up to Leon with his hands behind his back. Leon comes up with his arms up, or his hands up, and Jorge fucking boom, 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 boom. What is it? 3 piece in a soda, whatever he says. That, come on, that's real as shit. Who else is doing that, right? On the other hand, Nate Diaz doesn't. No, I'm not taking that fight. No, not taking no bullshit little fucking ranked top 25, fighter. Give me somebody. Give me a name. Anthony Pettis comes up, former champion. Okay, now we're talking. Let's do this shit. Then he calls out Jorge Masvidal, another guy, a killer who had just taken out Ben Askren with a flying fucking knee to the face. It to me, both guys, they both present exactly what you want out of the keeping it real type of mentality, right? So yeah, that's what I got on that one. All right, next award, the fighter of the year. Okay, so are we doing a female fighter and a male fighter, or just one fighter?
One fighter.
Just one fighter.
One? Okay, all right, go ahead, Jesse.
Oh, you want me to go first? All right.
Yeah, we kind of keep it.
I wanted to be last because I know mine's gonna be divisive here.
Ray, go first.
Okay, Jesse, did you pick the fucking obvious pick? Can we all just throw out? How many of us picked fucking Jorge Masvidal? I'll argue somebody else if that.
I did not.
Okay, good. Okay, great. Then I did. That is the person that I did. I just thought you fucking pricks were going to pick him, so I was going to argue for Israel or Henry or whatever fucking pricks y'all picked.
Oh, wow.
Good. Fighter of the year for me. Jorge Masvidal by a country mile. I'm glad you cute cocksuckers, but I don't know who the fuck y'all picked. I guess Israel would be up there, but for me, it absolutely has to be Jorge Masvidal. Who had a better year? First off, nobody, including nobody, was talking about Jorge Masvidal for shit coming into 2019. He gets a huge fight with Darren Till, goes to England when Darren Till is on top of the world. Not only does he win, but he fucking starches him in impressive fashion. Then, for that, they give him the fight with Ben Askren. And if you rewind, you remember that was Ben Askren's fight. Ben Askren was supposed to win that fight, get the title shot, fucking Marty from Nebraska, the whole lot of it. And fucking Jorge Masvidal pulls off, one of those sort of highlights that will live on in infamy for fucking ever. And changes his fucking career forever. Mm-hmm. Then he caps the fucking year off with winning a goddamn motherfucking belt that isn't even real, that we all still legitimize. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. And not to mention, on top of all of that, he is now probably, barring Conor, the biggest draw in the fucking sport. Fucking suck it, boys. Jorge Masvidal, fighter of the year, not even a question.
There you go. To me, no one's done it like Israel Adesanya. To me, I had Jorge Masvidal was in my mind too. I have him number 2. Jorge Masvidal. I mean, come on, man. How does he start off? He started off 2019 by taking on Anderson Silva, beats him, and again, it's Anderson Silva now, not Anderson. The main guy Anderson Silva, or the prime one anyway. Then he takes on Kelvin Gastelum because I think that's when Robert Whittaker got hurt, right? So Kelvin Gastelum, in an insane fight that Kelvin barely survived. All right, I mean, Kelvin was. I mean, you saw Adesanya actually get hurt. We never seen that before. I don't think, right? We saw him actually get hurt and take a bit of a beating there, and he had to dig deep, pull it out, and fucking ended up winning, barely winning. I mean, he almost got Kelvin out of there, but he ended up winning it. He had like a crazy 5th round. I remember that. So yeah, but then taking on Robert Whittaker and doing what Yoel Romero tried to do for 2 fights, finishes him real well. So to me, I don't think anyone's done it like him. And now he's going to take on Yoel Romero. I think reportedly they're saying that's going to be the next fight. Like, all right, hey, let's do it. To me, Israel Adesanya, fight of the year. Jesse,
let me say, I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me cut you off. Jesse, if you say Henry Cejudo, not only am I going to label you a fucking racist, but I'm going to see if they get kicked off this fucking show. I'm going to do what you got to do, but
you're going to say Tito.
All right.
Tito went 2-0 this year, 3-0, whatever it was.
All right, so now this guy. What? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So this guy has been one of the most amazing fighters since taking a loss initially.
Go ahead.
And it's definitely not who you guys are thinking. I think that I agree with you. I agree with you, Fred. And I agree with you, Eddie. Your 2 guys are very, very well-deserved of fighter of the year. But for me, I think that Kamaru Usman is the fighter of the year. Now, wait. Now, here's the reason.
All right.
The way he dominated the champion, who even initially right now, just a little while ago, Fred said that he's still one of the baddest dudes out there, right? A guy that, just the way he won the title, the way he went about getting into the UFC and getting a title shot, Tyron Woodley, was impressive, amazing, and it seemed like that's the guy that was going to be a champion for a while. And the way Kamaru Usman literally buzzsaw through him and made him look like a complete chump was super impressive. Then the fact that he had such a visceral back and forth with Colby Covington and delivered on one of the biggest stages that he could have in front of the guy, in front of the president, of the United States there. And he still performed like he should have, still did everything that he was supposed to do and put a cap to one of his biggest rivals. The thing that I say that wins him this is that not only did he get the championship, but he also beat his biggest rival in the division. So in my opinion, Kamaru Usman is the fighter of the year. The second African-born fighter, to hold a championship. I mean, both Kamaru Usman and Israel Adesanya are very, very impressive, and both of them look like they could have wonderful careers moving forward. I agree with both of you guys. All 3 of our picks could be, fighter of the year for a few years down the line. They could continue doing this. No, I was not going to pick Henry Cejudo because he's just a chump.
Fair enough. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I was hoping because this right here. I don't know. This right here. Fred was about to lose it on Jesse. I was hoping. I was like, please do it. Please.
I would have said Tito, but he only had one fight this year. So
yeah. Okay. Well, fair enough. All right. Jeremiah says Jorge or Nunes. You can make a case. Raider says Adesanya as well. And Masvidal beat Cantil, whoop the fucking do, and then Askren another can. Damn.
Yikes.
Hey, I mean, hey.
You know what though? Like I said, all three of our picks are just neck and neck. I mean, they're really, really impressive years that both all three of them had. You know, I mean, you could really make a case for anybody except Henry Cejudo.
And you know what? And I was just about to say, all joking aside, I can't stand that disgusting little prick. He is the king of cringe. And in real talk, he is not the fighter of the year, but he did have a good year.
He had a great year.
He did have a good year. He had some good wins, and I'm interested in his next fight. Like, all hyperbole aside, what Colby Covington and Henry Cejudo are doing, even though it's extremely cringy, like real talk, I feel like somebody like John Jones could learn a little bit from that. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that John Jones should do cringy shit, but he's the baddest fucking man that's ever walked this planet, and yet next to nobody knows who he is. Like in the grand scheme of things, right. You know what I mean? You realize how much of a fucking megastar he should be with the talent that he has, and the sort of cocksucker that he actually is in real life. Like, he needs to really find a way to market himself. So you got to give a little shout out to Henry Cejudo. I can't stand that little disgusting prick, but the truth is, I can't wait to watch him fight. I want to see him take a beating, and that's a good sell.
Yep. All right. What's the next award here? All right, biggest story of the year. So I'm assuming it's self-explanatory. The biggest story in MMA of the year. We should have three different story picks here. But Jesse, why don't you go first?
For me, the story of this year, honestly, has been the story of the cringe. I think the biggest thing this year that just kept popping up over the entire year was Henry Cejudo doing his act, and then Eddie joining in the tag along, trying to be a part of the cringe mafia. Colby Covington really coming into his own and really making himself, the king of the cringe, with his little videos and everything. And I mean, we even now have several MMA reporters, quote unquote, MMA media that are embracing that and trying to be cringy and trying to be, just something so different. And
the schmo.
The schmo. There's another guy I just saw online.
Real quick. Just, on the schmo, I'll let you get back to it. So I'm sorry. On the schmo, when I first saw that motherfucker, I knew I recognized him, but I couldn't think of where. Him and I were in college at the same time, same spot. That's yeah, U of A.
Oh, he's actually a very, very well informed fight fan.
His name is David. He's Dave.
He's very smart. He's a very smart guy.
Super smart dude. I barely knew. I knew who he was, right? But not because he was a big personality, but because we ran into the same class a couple of times. That's about it. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
But to me, that was the story of the year. Just the cringe. So many people embracing the cringe. The cringe being the moniker for Henry Cejudo. It just it's. I'm ready for it to be over, but I'm sure it's not going to be over. But for me, that was the story of the year.
If he's smart, he'll never let that end, ever. All right, Fred.
Biggest story of the year. Okay, so again, let me make sure that I'm in the right fucking year here. But this was the year where we decided that you could only order a pay-per-view through ESPN Plus, right?
Yep.
It was this year that we left the cable pay-per-view model.
Right.
I believe so, yeah.
If that's the case, then this was the story of the year for me. That was a massive change, man. Like that's a real game changer. Just a step in, like obviously Fight Pass has been a thing, but like when they went to ESPN and now this whole app, like it just feels like the whole fucking fight game is kind of changing as far as like pay-per-views go and how we get and receive our content through apps and shit like that. Like even, you could go as far as to say Bellator being on DAZN, DAZN, whatever the fuck. It just apps are taking over combat sports. Like you can see real legitimate fighters. Fucking Canelo is fighting on an app now, and just all this different shit. I feel like that was the story of the year for me. Also, I hope this ain't your fucking story, Eddie. So I'm fucking kind of throwing two in there, but just as like definitely not the story of the year, but a very interesting theme of the year for me has been sort of this global domination. Like Jesus was talking about earlier with Kamaru Usman and Israel Adesanya. You got Francis Ngannou and what's the cat's name? I can't pronounce. The destroyed Overeem's lip.
Ocean Strike.
Whatever. Yeah.
Ocean Strike.
So
Yeah.
there's a real African invasion happening. That's a real thing. And now you got fucking Weili Jing. I'm fucking her name up too. The first Chinese UFC champion, and even though it's a fucking broad, it's still a big deal. They said that she fucking did some show over there, and 1.3 billion people watched it.
Yeah,
I don't even know how big of a number that is. Like, that's fucking insane. And the UFC just built a fucking a fight institute over there. What's it called? Performance Center. Yeah, over in China that supposedly puts the one in Vegas to fucking shame.
That's what I heard.
So you mix those two things together, like they got a real legit champion and this crazy performance institute where they're going to be, I would assume producing some real talent out of China. I think that over the course of the next few years, we're going to see a lot of really fucking talented fighters coming out of some places where we never thought we would see them before. So, and this could have, sort of been the year where that really started for like Africa and Asia potentially.
I hear that. My story of the year is the saddest fucking story ever, and I hate to bring it up because it shouldn't get an award because of what happened.
I know exactly what you're going.
Yeah, but it should be brought up because of how fucking heartbreaking it really was. And this is Walt Harris's stepdaughter going missing and then finding her. That shit. No, and the reason I'm picking it, and again, I don't want to make it like yeah, story of the year. It was like that. It's basically I just want to it's almost one of those stories where it's just the saddest fucking thing ever, man. Like nothing hit me like that story. Like all three of us have kids, man. Like that story hit me right in the chest. And when they found her, man, I shit you not, I shed a tear for that chick because goddamn, dude, like I don't want to know what that feels like. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to know what it feels like to lose, someone. I mean, like a child that you raise and you helped raise and all that. So unfortunately for that would, to me, would be like probably the story I'm never gonna forget it this year. That's how I picked it. Not necessarily what made the biggest headlines or got one of those clicks, but like what story is gonna stick with me from 2019 MMA wise? It's not even an MMA story. You know what I mean? You know what though?
It did cross a lot of barriers. I mean, everybody was tweeting about it. Everybody was, on top of it. And, seeing that end the way it did, I mean, it was just devastating. Yeah, I agree with you, Eddie. I mean, it's something you don't want to reward anybody, but you definitely want to look back and, think about, just things you can prepare your children for and try to like instill in them. Yeah, like instill in them, like, these are the dangers. These are why, maybe dad's a little crazy and protective over you, but these are the reasons why, you don't ever want to go through this.
I shit you not. After they found her and they had the whole story, I sat my two girls down. Like, this is why you guys have trackers on your phones. This is why I need you to text me and let me know where you're going, when you're going, why you're going, who you're going with. And I was like, the older one drives, and I'm like, this is why I need you on your wheels at all times. I don't need you to get rides from nobody. I need you on your own vehicle. And this is why I'm so fucking paranoid about how your guys' safety for shit like this.
Right.
So anyway, and then to me, the second, my runner up honestly was the mass exodus from MMAclickbait.com and other websites to they lost a bunch of dudes to like The Athletic. They lost a bunch of dudes to they lost Luke Thomas to Showtime.
The death of MMA fighting.
Pretty much the death of MMA fighting. And not because I'm celebrating it, but because it was fascinating to watch. Like the second the nose bailed a year ago, whenever it was, remember we talked about it. We're like, dude, it's a matter of time before Luke bails and everyone just starts jumping ship, and everyone did. And good for them. They went to ESPN, The Athletic, and other spots. But damn, like MMA fighting used to be the shit. You used to go there for everything.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's how it be.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if Esther Lynn still works there. Esther Lynn is a photographer. She does amazing work.
Her and her band are still there. I think they're the last two, yeah.
Man, she's the way out, Jack.
Oh, ESPN should hire her today. She does amazing work, honestly.
Somebody will, for sure.
No, for sure. All right. Next category here. Ambassador of the Year. Jesse, explain that one.
Just basically somebody who is able to be out in the media, really call attention to the sport. You know, could be a good ambassador. Most of the time you'd want to pick that, but could also be just somebody that brought so much attention through their actions or anything that extended past, you know, MMA media. So now listen,
okay.
I had somebody in mind, but I just couldn't bring myself to give them an award. No, you really don't.
Really?
The person I had in mind was the Nose. And I just could not bring myself.
I couldn't either.
To do it. So I had to go with the only other person. Well, I'm pretty sure you guys have somebody else in mind, but to me, the only other person that really was able to kind of reach outside of the MMA sphere, and that was Colby Covington. Just because of how much he was able to push his, you know, his Trump, his, you know, just everything he was able to do. You know, he didn't get out there too far, but he was able to pierce that sphere, that MMA bubble that we live in. And he did extend himself out a little bit. Not a lot, but I mean, he was out there. So for me, it was Colby. The Nose, because I almost picked the Nose because he got called a lot to do other ESPN shows. And he was actually kind of like the guy out there that they would call all the time to kind of go around and talk about that. I just couldn't do it, though. No, I can't give that guy credit for it, unfortunately.
All right, Fred.
Well, that Colby was my pick too. It's been a slow year, kind of, for best ambassador for the sport. Who's out there really bringing new fans in? John Jones didn't have a big year. Conor didn't fight. You can't give Jorge all the goddamn accolades. No. I mean, you know, he did bring in some new fans. You know, this is going to be a really fucked up one for me to say, but I tell you, one guy that comes to mind is Brendan Schaub. Yeah. I'm not a massive fan of his, but his fucking show has been taken off. I feel like it's this fucking kind of show that casuals probably watch. He's doing his little stupid comedy show. He's Joe Rogan's best friend. I think he's probably out there spreading the word of MMA to a lot of, you know, casual dickheads that aren't necessarily hardcores, but you know, he's being an ambassador for the fucking sport. Him or Chael Sonnen, they've been both out there really beating the MMA drum quite well, and their little platforms are booming and shit. So,
can you just say Chael so I have respect for you?
Yeah, fair enough. Chael Sonnen. Yeah, I know.
All right, thank you.
I hate myself too. I was thinking about you. Put me in a bad spot. You made me fucking say Brendan.
I was going. I was going Colby Covington. Because who else got, you know, Donald Trump to tweet about him? I mean that's basically where I'm at. Like that dude, the way Colby talks, which we now know is a complete act, so you know y'all can get over it. But he admitted it. For anyone that missed it, he admitted it. Go look it up. But he you have no idea. I have secondhand knowledge, bro. Secondhand knowledge that I'm not gonna talk about because it's secondhand, but that I've heard is absolutely true. All right. With the what was I saying? Fuck. What was I saying?
You know what? Let me help you out. Let me help you out, Eddie.
What?
You can take Colby and I'll be the bad guy and say Tito, because he also got out there, got a tweet from Trump. No. Listen, from let's be real about it. It's like a 3rd or 4th place MMA promotion. I love Combates, but they're not in the spotlight a lot. But to have Donald Trump tweet about an event that they held just because of Tito, that's impressive.
I mean,
so I'll change my vote to Tito.
Okay, look
for that.
For the sake of just keeping it a buck, for real, it was probably Jorge/Nate. Listen,
for sure, that
goddamn president himself only went. Fuck that twit. He only went to one fight, and it was that. And Colby can say all the dumb shit he wanted to about it. Oh, he was gonna be there. The motherfucker went to that fight because it was in New York City. And it was the biggest fight of the year by a country mile.
You're right.
Talking about exposure and shit, like this can't be the fucking Jorge Masvidal Awards. But if we're keeping it a bean, he/Nate were probably the biggest ambassadors for the sport this year because they just brought in the most eyeballs, the most all of it.
You're right. You know, I agree with you. No, you're absolutely right on that one. Just I mean, fucking, they were making the rounds on ESPN. They got Nate to sit in this tiny little box and was it 500 seconds with Nate or something like that, and 500 seconds with Jorge.
Dana and Jorge did that.
Yeah, and they got Dana in that thing too, and all this shit. So I mean, they did a lot. They had him everywhere, all over me. You know what? You're right. That'll be the pick right there.
The president came to the fight. I mean,
Yeah.
He tweeted here and there. He fucked with Kobe, like he went to that event. Like,
fucking, who was it that got stuck behind the Secret Service and they couldn't get through? It was a small story. I can't think it was Dean Thomas or somebody else. They were trying to get to their fighter, and the Secret Service was like, I don't give a fuck who you are, where you're trying to get to. We're not letting you through.
You ain't going this way, Jack.
Yeah, you ain't going this way. So anyway.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Next up, Warrior Fighter of the Year, Jesse. Explain that.
Just basically, if you can imagine a guy that would be suited to be out in the battlefield, swinging an axe,
gotcha,
blood all over his face, and just being the badass like guy in the front, just hatcheting people to death. Would probably be super happy to be out there.
Go ahead.
For honestly, I had a couple picks. It's really tough, but I have to go with Max Holloway. Just due to the fact that dude, no matter what is going on with his body, no matter how the odds are stacked against him, no matter what is going on, he always has a good attitude about everything, and he's in there to win. He's in there to fight. He's not afraid to get hurt, get put to sleep. Like, he just moves forward. He has that warrior style, that warrior spirit. And I mean, he's the type of guy that even in his loss, when he lost the title, I mean, he was like, it is what it is, like he's going to get it back, like it's the quintessential attitude of, testing yourself and putting yourself out there and just being yourself, being a warrior. So for me, Max Holloway.
All right, Fred.
Look, I'm going to make this one quick and easy for y'all, Jack. I'm gonna do a little show and tell here. So mine comes with a picture. The Warrior of the Year for me, goddammit, and is the one and only
Mickey.
Oh shit!
When you get a cut like that and you're smiling, Jack, the motherfucker's nickname is the Demolition Man, and you can see why. This is just another massive scar that this huge Dutchman will have on his face for life. This motherfucker ain't nothing nice. Look at him. He's smiling. Half of his fucking lip is gone, Jack. The worst fucking injury I seen all year long, and he's smiling. Fuck that. Overeem, and look, on a more serious note, Overeem's an animal. How many times has he just been starched out or just fucked up? Who was it? Curtis Blades, right? Got him down and fucking landed the big, opened him up. I mean, Overeem's fucking face is going to be covered with scars. I mean, but literally the fucking Demolition Man. Alistair Overeem, fucking warrior, Jack.
Very nice.
Fucking just stole my pick. Stole my pick. Max Holloway. Who else? Who the fuck else is the pick?
Really?
Seriously.
Who else? What about the guy behind you?
Nate?
Yeah.
No, 100%. Except they stopped his fight for that guy.
Oh,
no, look. Real talk.
You know who would be a good one? Because fucking Eddie sent us these awards fucking 16 minutes ago.
Jesse.
Eddie, sorry, my bad. Yeah, not you. Fucking Jesus.
Yeah, sorry.
Dan Hooker took a fucking beat. Was that when he took that beat
this
year and he just wouldn't fucking stop, but he just took a fucking shit. Hell, Dan Hooker's a fucking goddamn animal.
I'm surprised, Eddie, that she didn't pick Nate Diaz because, like you said earlier, he picked against a guy, a fight against a guy who was dangerous. Then he went up in weight to fight a different dude that, put it on him. And the only reason that fight was stopped was because of a cut.
Because the doctor pussy.
Well, there goes Eddie. Hey, this is kind of cool. So it looks like I'm hosting now, Jack.
but right, Fred, I mean, there really is no wrong answer because all these guys are warriors. But I mean, to me, if Eddie wasn't gonna pick Nate Diaz, I would have picked him because just of the way that he always, goes out there, like you always say, he's the realest guy out there. He goes out there,
right?
To, kill or be killed. You know,
Right.
that's the Diaz moniker.
Right. My initial pick was Nate Diaz, except I remember the Holloway Poirier fight.
Yep.
Like really well.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at Holloway, man, I don't know what the fuck Holloway was gonna do. And then he fought Alexander Volkanovski, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do with that leg. He didn't give a fuck. He was like, I'm coming. Do something about it. I'm on my way. That's kind of why. That's pretty much why I picked him. Those two fights right there were fucking like Max Holloway going like, yo, suck my dick. I'm coming forward. I don't give a fuck. Try to finish me, bitch. You know what I mean? Shit like that. So, this is I'm broken MMA. Mike Perry, Nico Price. We said to Luque. Mike Perry lost his nose to a fight, or not the nose, but he looks like fucking Arlovsky.
Destroyed. Got
it. Looks like Arlovsky, bro.
Smashed. Yeah. Mike Perry, honorable mention for sure.
Worst. I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't think you could really pick a fighter and be wrong. But I mean, like Fred said, I mean, you could definitely see the guys that we picked out on the battlefield swinging axes, having blood squirting, like from a cut and something, still, moving forward, trying to slice more dudes.
Overeem would be terrifying. He looks like he got his face sliced with a sword, and he's just like, yeah. Who's getting it next? Really fucking
yeah. You know what I thought when he fucking walked out and started like smiling and shit with that big ass cut on his fucking face? Like he goes over, he's hugging people and shit. I'm like, bitch, you're gonna get the thing infected. Run! What the fuck's wrong with you? That's what I thought. Like, get your ass to the medical fucking tent, dude. All right. Next up, Black Belt Moment of the Year. Is this a submission award?
Yep, exactly. Like just something that you respect that someone pulled off in a cage, in an octagon, whatever. Just very impressive. I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna pick one, so I had to go with a different one because I have to be different. And it is from Andrew Tennyson, who finished his fight in May with a go-go plata, which if you know anything about that maneuver, he started it from the bottom and then finished it, on top over on Axis fights. So it's a very, very difficult move to get to practice. I mean, even just getting the movement down when you're going slow, it's not an easy maneuver to learn, but to be able to be in a fight under fire and be able to pull it off and finish a fight with it, I thought that was impressive. So,
all right. Fred, do you have one?
Okay. This doesn't have to be a submission, right? Just some black belt ninja shit.
No, we can do that. Yeah, we can go with that.
Sure. Let's hear it.
We can go with that. Well, I mean, we're supposed to be submission, but no, we can go with that. Why not?
Well, okay, listen. Submission. The only thing there was a ton, right? Damian Maia submitting Ben Askren just because of the complexity and who Ben Askren is. That was a big fucking deal. The little hillbilly boy hitting that twister. He did it against the highest level competition, but that's a twister. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Was it this year when Yair landed that fucking elbow on the Korean Zombie?
I think it was earlier this year, no?
I thought that was last year.
You're right. It was at the end of last year.
All y'all suck my dick. That was the one. That's shit right there. That fucking spinning back reverse fucking on the zombie and laying him out with that shit. If that was late last year, it had to be early fucking this year or something. But submission wise, the twister and then Damian Maia submitting Ben Askren come to mind.
All right. This is one that the one I picked is one not a lot of people talk about, and except us idiots on the actual match just trying to pull it off on somebody, which is incredibly difficult to do in the gi, and in no gi is even to me more difficult. Misha Serkinov this year pulled off a fucking Peruvian necktie in MMA in the cage. All right. He pulled off a Peruvian necktie. Just Google it, look it up, YouTube it, whatever you want to do, but just watch it. That was fucking crazy. All right. I remember watching it, losing my fucking mind, going, I can't believe he just pulled off the Peruvian necktie. It's a bitch to do when you're training. It's a bitch to it's definitely a bitch to do in an MMA fight. Fucking hell. So that's what I'm picking. Jesse, did you give me a KO of the year?
No, I think we
what are you gonna do? It was fucking Jorge. Again, we can't.
Okay, fair enough. We'll do that.
That good lord, if that ain't the KO of the year, there's no sense in talking about it.
I hear you. All right, moving on then. Next one. Take my money event of the year. Jesse, explain that one.
Just an event that you just had to pay for. I know I'm on a show with some some hood rats over here that do not or allegedly do not pay for events, but something that you actually would lay down the money to watch, just something that you needed to watch. And for me, it was UFC 244.
Okay, I'm a fucking burnout pothead stoner, so refresh my fucking memory. And contrary to popular fucking opinion, you Spanish cocksucker, I pay for all the goddamn events. They pay every month for this shit. What were the big events? Right, there's probably 2 or 3. What were they? We had
244, 245.
What was the event right before this fucking Colby one? I'm out of my mind.
244. Diaz Masvidal.
Okay, yeah, right. That's the fucking easy pick, isn't it? What else do we have this year then?
It's the true pick, really.
Well, it has to be. That was the fucking event of the year. I mean,
right.
The bad motherfucker about The Rock, the whole most of it. But what were the honorable mentions then, I guess? What were the other big events? Right.
So, I just throw my pick out. We can talk about that one, but the rest of them too.
Did Steve do fucking DC this year? Was that this year?
That was 241. Yeah.
Okay. Who was the undercard on that one? Was that a good fucking?
That was Nate and Pettis.
Okay, that was a fucking big event then. I imagine I was pretty fired up for that one. I had to have that one. Yeah, because that was Nate Diaz's return then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with that then. That was fucking the take my money event of the year. I had to see Nate return, and DC fucking Stipe was a fucking. You knew that was going to be a fucking good fight.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm gonna go my pick because I was leaning 244 obviously, but I really enjoyed which one was Holloway Poirier? Fucking 230.
236.
236. That was my pick. Fucking Ovin St. Preux.
Israel Adesanya against Kelvin Gastelum.
That was that Brandon Davis, Randy Costa fucking brawl that they had.
Yep.
Kelvin Gastelum. Huh?
Who did Jones fight this year? Did he fight anybody?
Thiago Santos.
And
239.
And what's his name? The guy that you totally said he's a tomato can. Anthony Smith.
So those were the 2 fights this year.
That was 235. I went to that bullshit.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Then
yeah. All right. What?
No. I mean,
okay. Let's move on then.
There wasn't a lot of massive fights this year, to be fair.
No, nothing huge.
Like John didn't fight.
Right.
Did
you just fall or something, dude? You need help?
There's the phone.
Oh, okay. There you go.
All right. What's next?
Next category. Is this real event of the year? Jesse, explain
that. Something that like you would never expect to see or just hoped you'd never see.
Oh boy.
And something that's kind of embarrassing to even say it's real. It's happening.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go first?
No, I don't want to talk about this. All right, if we don't all have the same fucking pick, I'm gonna be disappointed. All right,
go ahead, Jesus. Let's see.
Go ahead, Jesse.
To me, it was the Tito Ortiz versus Alberto Del Rio. It just shouldn't have happened. That's about it.
Okay, what the fuck moment of the year then, huh?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Eddie. Let me think. What did we try this year? Let me think for a minute.
I'm pretty sure, and Jesse, you're gonna have to. Actually, you know what? I take it back. I might be wrong on this one. This one Liddell Ortiz was last year, huh?
Chuck Liddell?
Yeah, Liddell.
I think it was last year.
Fuck me, last year. Okay.
I think.
Let me look it up. This is bullshit.
I gotta say, honestly, for me,
yeah,
I hate to keep fucking doing this, but it was just a bit. The Rock awarding the fake belt to a real fighter is kind of like it was kind of cool, but it's very what the fuck is going on? With the Rock there, Dwayne?
Last year.
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of what the fucks though. I suppose there's definitely been a lot of what the fuck.
I mean, look, just Donald Trump showing up to a goddamn fight.
Yeah,
that should be enough.
Big one. That was a big one. It actually fucking happened.
And then him saying that people cheered him when we could all hear the goddamn boos in the broadcast. At least I did.
Obviously, he didn't say that. That's his thing.
Because they cheered me. It was like their God was arriving. He didn't say that, but
I love the Joe.
I'm sure.
No, bro, I was there. I
was there.
Headphones off because I was really curious. They did not cheer you. They booed.
You know
what?
I'm
sure in his head, he heard a lot of cheers. I'm sure, and he probably said he got the most cheers out of anybody ever in the entire history of humanity.
Yeah, no shit.
I get the best cheers. I wish I could do his voice. I used to try. I don't try anymore. Just because I think he's a fascinating character. All right, moving on in characters, the word I use correctly. All right, first one now. Next one up. We got 3 left. Next one up. Fighter of the decade. This is the fighter. I'm assuming of the decade. Who did the most in 10 years? Jesse.
Yeah, self-explanatory, and I know this one's gonna be divisive. But I think the reason I went with this guy is not only is he one of the best fighters we've ever seen, but he's also a guy that still commands attention, right? People still would like to see what he could have done, when he took that time off a few years ago. And to me, it's GSP. I mean, I think, and I think also the other reason is, I know probably you guys, maybe Fred, more than likely Fred would say John Jones, but the reason I went with GSP is because he's also had a clean history. He advocated for, better testing, and Fred could say that, he's 100% sure he cheated, but he never got caught. Nothing ever happened in that aspect. And, he came back after quite a few years off and, beat a guy. Yeah, whatever. I mean, it was Michael Bisping, but still he was a champion, moved up a weight division, and still now they want to, trot him out to fight Khabib because they think it would be an interesting fight. So somebody that still holds that much attention, I say it has to be the fighter of the decade. So go ahead, Fred.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch things up a little bit here. And before I give my fighter of the decade, I'm just going to shoot the shit Jesus is. We all know that George cheated against BJ. He agreed. It's a known fact.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
So we all know he cheated against BJ the first time.
Okay.
B, he got armbarred by Hughes. He got snuffed out by Matt Serra. And we all know he lost that fight against Johnny Hendricks. He even knew it. That's why he fucked off for a couple years. And then he snuck back and beat Bisping with one eye. And I'm not fucking exaggerating. Literally one eyeball in his head. So you fuck off with George. Now, Jesus, I'll give it to you. You know me very well. The goddamn fighter of the decade, as much as I would love to give it to Conor, because even though he's only been around for, past 5-6 years or so, nowhere near the whole decade.
Wait. Real quick, Fred. Just so you know, I mean, it was the past 10 years that we're talking about, the decade. Yep. And all the stuff you're talking about was prior to the past 10 years. So, just trying to get your stuff correct there. Continue, though. Continue.
Whatever. Nonetheless. Was it over 10 years ago when he got knocked out by Sarah?
Yeah, it was 2007.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And the Matt Hughes loss was 2004, and the BJ Penn fight was 2009.
Well, listen, nonetheless, George can suck my fucking American cock. God damn it, it's Johnny Bones Jones. Are you fucking kidding me? The fucking guy, listen, man, dick pills aside, not going to heavyweight aside, the fucking dude is the greatest fighter of all time. He's the fucking living GOAT. He's our Michael Jordan. He's still in his prime. He's still competing. He's still winning. He's been the champ the whole fucking time. He's
still cheating.
Well, listen, I think George cheated. All right. I just think he's better. I think he's smarter. Look, George clearly didn't have the cocaine problem and the problem with white girls that John had. It's a weakness of his that makes him caught in other ways. George is disciplined, so he just never got caught. But fuck you. George St. Pierre most certainly was on steroids at some point. He just never got caught. John's the goddamn living GOAT. He's our period. He's the one guy that's never been fucking beaten that's still there. He posted a picture on his Twitter the other day, and it was him, I don't know, whatever the fuck, 10 years ago, and all the champions. Dude, it was him, Brock Lesnar, fucking Anderson Silva, George St. Pierre, fucking BJ, fucking Dominic Cruz, and Jose Aldo. Not one man of them cocksuckers are still champion. But I'll be a son of a bitch if John Jones don't still got that motherfucking belt. Absolutely, John Jones, fire of the decade, like it or love it.
I mean, if it wasn't for like him getting in trouble, he would have been champion. He'd be the only light heavyweight champion for a while.
Yep.
Real quick, Brooklyn wants to know, Dan, did you pay for the Tito shit, Jesse?
Of course I did.
No, of course you did. Yeah, Hendricks won that fight, but Hendricks wasn't on that juice. Yes, he was, and now he's on that fucking Weight Watchers. Yeah. He needs to be. All right. Yeah, so fight of the decade. It was kind of a hard one to pick ish to me, just for the fact that I mean I could have gone with the obvious John Jones. I could troll and say Triple Crange, but no. Oh, Jesse's gonna hate me for this. Daniel Cormier did a lot of shit in the last 10 years.
Yep.
A lot of shit that a lot of people thought he would never do. I mean, fuck. He fought dudes that were huge, way bigger than him. I'm pretty sure it was in the last decade that he beat Josh Barnett, right?
No, it wasn't 10 years ago, was it?
I'm pretty sure it was in the last 10 years.
Yeah. I think so. I think most of DC's career has been in the last
10 years.
Wasn't over 10 years ago.
Right.
They wasn't that goddamn long ago.
Right. I mean, okay. Let me pull up his record because I want to be able to read the names off.
Positive. Yeah, and you may bring up a good point, Eddie. You got to think DC got his shot being the alternate in that heavyweight Strike Force Grand Prix.
Had that not happened, we probably don't get UFC champion DC.
Yeah. Shot.
So yeah,
here's the thing. Here's the thing with DC. His career basically started September 25th, 2009. So he had one fight that year, and then the rest of his career is basically from So that's very good.
So let me read our names. Antonio Silva, Bigfoot Silva knocked him out. Decision, Josh Barnett coming in as an alternate last second. I forgot who couldn't fight.
Oh, smashed him. I remember that fight. He fucking picked him up like a stack of potatoes. And
dropped him on his head. Yep. Remember that shit. Frank Mir, UFC April 2013. Decision him. Decision Roy Nelson. TKO Patrick Cummings after Patrick Cummings ran his fucking mouth about how DC cried in the wrestling room, which is bullshit. He choked out Dan Hendo. Then he lost to the decision to John Jones at UFC 182. Then he beat Anthony Johnson for the title by rear naked choke. Split decisions against Alexander Gustafsson. Decision and Anderson Silva. Just the names. I'm just reading off the names. Anthony Johnson. That no contest knockout loss to John Jones. Okay. Volkan Ozdemir knocks out Stipe. Submits Derek Lewis. Loses to Stipe at 241. Just the names alone of the guys that he's taking on, but the wins, being the champ, being a great ambassador, being a fucking, in my opinion, great ambassador, being really good on the mic as far as like being calling fights and stuff like that. I'll still remember the Thug Rose. That was one of my favorite like mic moments, honestly, when he did that. But to me, Daniel Cormier, man, fight of the decade.
I will say this: an honorable mention. You do got to throw a shout out to Ronda Rousey.
You really do.
I mean, she really is the reason why women are in the UFC. I mean, Dana White has flat came out and said as much, and maybe they would have made their way over without her eventually. But she's literally the reason that Dana White decided to do it. And those first, that first year or so, she carried that whole women's MMA, man. I mean, she made it what it was. Motherfuckers might not remember those. All y'all out there that just started watching the sport when for Conor Nate too. Like there was a time, dog. And let me tell you something, man. Them early Ronda Rousey fights, insane. I've never been more excited. When she was armbarring hoes in like 30 seconds, dog. Like there was a point in time where her cyborg would have just been a mega fight. Because Ronda was that bitch, man. She was ending everybody in the first round. Like, literally, to keep it a buck, she only lost 2 fights. She lost them devastatingly, but, like, people like to shit on Ronda Rousey. Like, like she got the BJ Penn treatment or something. Like, she only lost 2 quick little losses, and they were quick knockouts, and then she fucked off. Other than that, dog, Ronda didn't have close fights. She was extremely dominant. You can say what you want to hear all the little hardcores out there. Like, that's when the sport was young. But I don't give a fuck. Royce Gracie's wins still count. I don't give a shit.
Somebody had to build this shit. Like somebody had to build this shit. Come on. Now.
I still remember when what's the girl's name? Gorilla. God, just got cut from the UFC.
Carmouche. Yeah.
Carmouche had her back and had her in a submission.
Yep.
Yeah. I still remember that. I was there for that fight.
And then Rousey finished that hoe seconds later because that's how she did when she fought. I mean, she was really like the female Mike Tyson on a whole different level because she didn't knock you out. She submitted, but she did it with such fucking aggression and so fucking fast. It was incredible, man.
And you knew it was coming. You couldn't do shit about it.
Yeah, I fucking love it, man. Like, there was a time, there was a couple years in this decade where Ronda Rousey was the absolute biggest thing in this sport, and I'm not fucking ashamed to say it.
No, 100%. No, you're right. I mean, there's girls like some of the younger female fighters in the sport right now. They're like, oh, I got started because I saw Ronda Rousey. Like, she's, you can put her up there as, I mean, she's, one of the pioneers in female fighters. I mean, whether Regina Carano, Cyborg, and all them. But as far as the UFC goes, like, come on, you got to give her that credit. All right. Second to last fucking category, and I wish they would be a sponsor because they make a fuckload of money. The Viagra event of the decade. Jesse, explain that one.
Oh, I want Fred to say it. I love the way Fred says it. Like, Fred, when you're super excited for an event or for a fight, what do you like to say?
It gets my motherfucking dick hard.
See, that's the way to say it. See, I would never do it justice.
There you go.
What card this decade got your little twats wet or your snakes hard? Now this is a decade award, so
a decade.
So it's like there's obviously quite a few. Actually, there's a bunch, and also, so how should we award this though, Jesus? Judging with hindsight or going into it?
I would say going into it and a little bit of like the results also
that matters greatly. Result like
right.
Hindsight is like, yo, that event mattered greatly, but going into it, they're two completely sort of different things.
Yeah. I want like something that had you wanted it to happen right now as soon as it, and of course you want a little bit of perspective after, but you want the entirety of what is gaining your vote for this event before the event.
Okay,
I'll go first.
What you got?
I went with UFC 217. Now, for anybody that doesn't remember that one, I just gave this man an award just a few minutes ago. It was headlined by GSP versus Michael Bisping for the title.
Right.
It had a very, very interesting fight that, going into it was also, it had two undercard fights that had super, super big, what would I say? Like, rivalries going into it. You had the GSP Bisping at the top. You had TJ Dillashaw against Cody Garbrandt as a co-main. And then you had JJ against Rose Namajunas. I mean, for me, just that top of the card, even though you had throughout the whole card, you had, Curtis Blades, you had Wonder Boy in there, Wonder Boy against Masvidal, which was just a classic fight. So many fighters that were on that card and that event leading up to it. Everybody was wondering, GSP's coming back. How's he going to look? He's at a different weight division. I mean, it was just a ruckus because everybody wanted to know if GSP was going to, get the title, go down to 170. What was he going to do? And there was just a lot of expectations going into that event. And to me, it was one of the best of the decade. So UFC 217.
All right, Fred.
All right, a couple things here. I ain't giving y'all no numbers because I don't know no goddamn numbers.
Okay.
I'm picking 3 fights, so kiss my ass.
All right.
Listen, I don't think I've picked him for anything yet, so
oh my god.
We have got to, you can't do a goddamn
you're right.
show without giving Conor motherfucking Gregor the respect he deserves when Conor fought fucking Eddie to become the first champ to start all this shit, it was the biggest fucking thing in the world. It was probably Conor's biggest win to date. It was when he was at his fucking peak. It was arguably when the sport was at its peak because he was at his goddamn peak. Mega fight going into it. It was actually everything you wanted coming out of it. Huge fight. Second fight. Go ahead.
By the way, that was UFC 205.
Okay.
And to give you a little rundown, that was Conor against Eddie Alvarez, Tyron Woodley against Stephen Thompson.
Oh yes.
JJ against Karolina Kowalkiewicz.
Yeah.
Yoel Romero against Chris Weidman, and Raquel Pennington against Misha Tate. On the undercard, by the way, you had Frankie Edgar against Jeremy Stevens, Khabib against Michael Johnson, Vicente Luque against Bilal Muhammad, Jim Miller, Thiago Alves, Liz Carmouche, Caitlin Chukagian, and Tim Boetsch against Rafael Nadal.
Well, there you go. Hey,
I mean,
that
stat card.
Fucking amazing card. I didn't even remember all that, but I knew it was obviously a fucking brilliant card. Pick number 2. John Jones DC 1.
Yeah.
The fucking brawl they got into on the stage. The fact that was probably the last time I thought John Jones actually was probably going to lose a fight. Yep. When John Jones DC 1 happened, boy, you talk about a dick being hard. The Viagra was running strong that night, boy, because I thought, I'm like, God damn, John 50-50. He might, for real, because going into that fight, DC was undefeated, right? Am I not mistaken? DC was fucking unbeaten when he fought John, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he had lost. Yeah, so it was like, God damn, this is the motherfucking one right here. And it delivered a really good fight.
Do you want to run down of that? That was UFC 182.
Okay.
And that was John Jones DC at the top. Donald Cerrone against Miles Jury. Brad Tavares against Nate Marquardt. Kyoji Haraguchi against Louis Galdonat. Hector Lombard against Josh Berkman. On the undercard, you had Paul Felder, Danny Castillo, Cody Garbrandt against Marcus Brimage, Evan Dunham against Rodrigo Dam, and then all the way the curtain jerker was Marion Renault against Alexis Dufresne.
Oh.
Anyway,
listen, that card was a little top heavy, but still, John Jones DC 1 was crazy. And to throw him in there again, he was my fighter of the decade, so you got to go. And this will be more of a hindsight fight for me. But when John won the belt against Shogun, afterwards, in hindsight, it was like, holy fucking shit, John Jones really might be as good as we thought he was. And at that time, Shogun was the champion. Who was he? He was coming off of, was it knocking out Chuck Liddell? If I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Or no. He had won the belt from Machida, maybe. I don't remember. But anyway, Shogun was still the man. This was fucking 132 years ago. Shogun was the fucking animal still. John Jones was an up-and-coming fighter. And not only did he take the belt from Shogun, but he made Shogun tap to strikes and beat the motherfucking dog shit out of Shogun. Just steamrolled right through him. Came out with a flying fucking knee. I mean, that performance in hindsight is one of the greatest performances in UFC history. And
UFC 128.
Okay, yeah. What was that card like? That's
all right. At the top, John Jones, Shogun. Then you had Uriah Faber against Eddie Weiland.
Ooh.
Jim Miller against Kamal Shalarus. Nate Marquardt against Dan Miller. Brendan Schaub against Mirko Krokop.
Hey!
Listen to this one. Edson Barbosa against Anthony Njokuani. You had Mike Powell against Ricardo Almeida. Gleason Tebow against Kurt Pellegrino. That's a name nobody remembers anymore.
You remember
Eric Koch against Rafael Sunsao. Nick Catone against Costas Philippou. Joseph Benavidez against Ian Loveland. So.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Those are my 3 fucking Viagra-inducing events of the decade. Sorry, Eddie, I fucking picked 3 of them. So.
No. I had a couple of events, just 2 events, just real quick. UFC 232 was great too. That was the Nunes Cyborg card with I think Jones, Gustafsson 2 on it. Machida rematch after robbery. Okay. Oh shit, I can't unclick this shit. All right. I had 2 in mind. my runner up is gonna be UFC 229 just because I want to see Conor compete. I just want to see that shit go down. No matter what was gonna happen, whether I was gonna have to hear it from Fred the next day about how I was right, Conor's the best ever, or he was gonna hear it from us like fuck that, it could be fucked him up, which the brawl afterwards and everything cool. But this is the right. This is the card that going into it we were like hyped about, right? Motherfucker, I lost my shit when they announced UFC 200. I'm like, you're giving me John Jones, Daniel Cormier, Nunes Tate, Lesnar Hunt, Aldo Edgar, Cain Velasquez, Travis Brown. That was on the main card. The prelims, Kaz Ngannou, Juliana Pena, Hendricks Gastelum. I'm pretty sure this was when Hendricks was on his way out, really, though. But Dillashaw, Sunset for Dillashaw was a huge thing. Chase Northcutt was on this card, and that was one guy that we didn't want to see him get his ass up. But I was super hyped about the Fight Pass prelims. Had Diego Sanchez against Joe Lozon, Gegard Mousasi against Thiago Santos, and Jim Miller and Takanori Gomi. And that was just the fucking Fight Pass card, right? So it let me the fuck down. Obviously, John Jones popped, and then we didn't get that fight. And DC ended up fighting Anderson Silva. For whatever you want to think about that fight, you can. So it was a letdown, to be honest with you. But going into that card, I was hyped as fuck about it. I really was. So, all right. And then our last category of the night, the Who the Fuck Is That award. That's the last time I'll ever say that. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that people say it. It's the dumbest shit ever.
That's why I named it.
F-U-C-K, Connor. You can say it right. Jesse.
It's basically somebody that you want to kind of shine a light on, someone that you think is going to be something either in the next year or coming forth. Somebody that if you pointed to somebody, most people would say, who's that? Or I don't know who that is. So I've got two,
okay.
But the first person I want to put out there is AJ McKee. I know a lot of people don't know who he is just because he fights in Bellator, but he's really, really good. He's 16-0. He's been making his way through the through the dredges of Bellator. But definitely look out for that guy. That guy is my honorable mention. Mm-hmm. But my number one spot is a twofold, and I don't care. Maybe you guys pick these two. Maybe not. Yeah. Probably not. Valerie Lareta and Tracy Cortez. You're welcome.
Motherfucker.
You're a disgusting prick, you.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, yeah. Out of us three, you're the one that's already married. What's wrong with you? All right, Fred, who you pick?
I don't know. I kind of want to pick some. Okay, so who I want to pick doesn't really fit this bill because we already know who he is. I'm just very big on Yair Rodriguez. So nice. I want to kind of throw him out there, but I know that's not necessarily what we're doing with this award.
You know what though, Fred? You can make a case for him because he has been away from the spotlight, and a lot of newbies, think about it this way, a lot of new people don't know who he is because he was away, he was injured, and now he's kind of had that resurgence, right? He's coming back to his own. So I would accept that. That's a good pick.
Well, I'll tell you what, I will go beyond that, though. I don't even know this motherfucker's name. That sounds the heavyweight that just fought. I want to say Gane or Gain, Surreal or some shit like that. The heavyweight cat that just fought a couple weeks ago.
Who?
Do we do an MMA show or what are we doing here? The fucking Gane guy, Gane. I'm pretty sure is the prick's name. It's fucking first and last name.
The heavyweight.
Yeah, the heavyweight cat.
Yeah.
Real promising looking dude.
I forget his name, but I don't know
his name, but I'm sure one.
Yeah, here it is. Someone put in the comment. Cyril Gain.
Cyril Gain. I thought his name was Cyril, but I didn't want to be an asshole and say the real thing. Yeah, him. As far as somebody that nobody is really kind of people are just now getting hip to him, but just on more of who I think might end up being champion next year is who I'm kind of really high on. Yair Rodriguez. I think the guy at 45. I really want to see them line up that Zabit fight. And I think he could take that, and I think he can beat Volkanovski. I think Yair is the fucking man.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna give you 3 as well, but I'm gonna give you 3. Okay. First, obviously Tracy Cortez. Fuck you, Jesse. Tracy Cortez is gonna light up the world. And
with that ass.
With that ass. My second is gonna be Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Okay. I thought about saying him, but I thought he might.
O'Malley just hopefully comes back strong from that fucking tainted stomach bullshit, and he puts on a fucking show this year and proves me right. But I'm very interested in that Hooper kid, that 12-year-old looking motherfucker.
Oh yeah, Ben Askren's nephew.
Yeah, I'm really interested in what that kid's gonna do. Like, he beat a grown ass man. He beat his ass. He beat a grown ass man. Like, all right, kid, let's go. Let's see what's up. Like, so those are that's my three right there.
Yeah, he's interested. I'm interested in him too.
Yeah, but him and O'Malley and Cortez for me are gonna be the moves. All right. What else we got? Okay, Wyman wants the tune-up fight. Who should he face? Tune-up fight for what? Oh, for the Rockhold rematch, possible rematch.
Tune-up fight at 205 or 85.
I'm assuming 205. They're both 205ers now.
Ugh, good lord.
At least it'll be even.
Who did you name for your submission, Eddie?
Oh, fuck.
Misha Serkinov.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, listen, there are no fucking real tune-up fights in the UFC, so I do not. You better bring that one. That's as close as we can get for you, my guy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Hooper, he don't got any hands, man. He's young. Give him some time. Interesting
to see though.
Like I said, he's a prospect. He's coming. Cyril Gaines come for the division. Yeah. I like him and Rosenstruck would be legit, but I think Rosenstruck is
fighting Francis, I think.
Yeah, I think he's got that fight, so I'll be legit. But Gaines coming too.
All right.
What's up? Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say we're wrapping up soon, right?
Yeah, we need to.
Okay, yeah, I know. So let's do something like kind of quick hits, real quick to wrap it up. Let's do some quick predictions. By the end of 2020, let's go down the divisions right quick. Who do we think the champion will be of the division in 2020? Start at heavyweight. Fucking Spawat, who you got? Who will be the champion, the heavyweight champion at this time? Well, not this time. It's fucking, you know what I mean? But like the end of next year, at the end of this year, who will be the heavyweight?
No, you're right. This time, a year forward,
right?
I would have to say, if everything goes according to plan, John Jones.
I almost want to slip my wrist, Eddie, or Jesus. I agree. I agree with you. I think eventually he makes the move, and the cute cocksucker's unstoppable. I think at the end of this year, John Jones is the heavyweight champion.
Oh man, Francis Ngannou.
Ooh,
I think for as much, even if we do get Francis Jones or anything like that, I don't think Jones wants to catch those hands for any reason.
Imagine it's real game.
Oh, yeah, fuck that. So yeah, I'm going Francis Ngannou on that.
Okay.
One.
Well, listen, we can skip light heavyweight because obviously both of me and
no, because if John Jones moves up, the title will more than likely have to be dropped. So we have to put somebody there at 205.
Okay, fair enough.
I will say, what's the guy that hurt his shoulder doing the
Walker.
Johnny Walker. I say Johnny Walker.
Okay.
Okay. If that happens, I'm going to say, Gus. I'm going to say Gus comes back and he gets the championship. Yeah, I think Gus. Okay. I think if John's not around, Gus can win that belt. I think Gus is the best.
If I didn't believe that he was going to retire after his next fight, I would say DC. And if I didn't think that Johnny Walker's going to find his way into another loss in the next couple of fights, I'd say him. But I'm going to bore the fuck out of everybody. 25-8 is going to be your champion.
Oh, God.
Corey Anderson is going to bore his way into your title holder, folks.
God,
I love it.
Going down.
I love it.
Segment on fucking record. We can play this next year.
All right. I'm telling you, if I'm right, I'm going to be depressed. All right. It's going to suck. All right. What's the next division? Middleweight? Yeah, middleweight. Go ahead. Whoever. Fred, I guess.
Yeah, Fred. Does anybody really think that Israel gets beat at 85? I mean, let's keep it about. I have to go no at this point. I don't think fucking Boyanchina beats him. I sure as shit don't think Paulo Costa beats him. Whitaker definitely don't want the smoke.
I didn't want that.
Could he'll do it, maybe.
Gaslam could.
Seems pretty doubtful. It seems pretty doubtful. It's got to be Israel still, I would imagine, this year.
Jesse.
Okay. I'm gonna say Kelvin Gastelum.
Ooh,
that's a good pick though.
I don't think so, but whatever.
Okay, not because I look like him. I was gonna say Paul Costa, but you make a really good point. I'm gonna go Izzy. I don't think Izzy gets beat.
Yeah.
So anyway, Johnny Walker has Krylov in March. Ooh shit. Also, Jared Kennedy is in this division, by the way. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it's possible too. All right, welterweight.
This is a fucking good one.
That's a really good one.
Honest with you, man, because this one could go a lot of ways, Jack. You want to go first, Jesus, or what? I'll go first.
No, go first.
Masvidal. Yo, I think Masvidal fucks around, gets the shot, wins the belt.
You know what?
Fuck it, I'm gonna ride the train, Jack.
And you might be right because they're talking about doing that fight in 7 fucking months.
Yeah, maybe. I like Masvidal.
Be right.
Welterweight. I do.
Okay. Jesse.
So we're saying a year from now, right?
Yep.
Right.
Man. Can I give a A and B? Maybe.
Sure.
Okay.
No.
Whatever. Fuck yeah. Why not?
All right. I'm gonna say either Leon Edwards or Santiago Ponzinibbio.
Ooh.
I could see both of those guys.
They took that guy out the rankings on it. They.
Yeah. I mean, Edwards, he's in I don't know, in the top 5, right? And Ponzinibbio is still climbing. But I mean, I think given the trajectory, I could see them getting themselves into either a title fight or maybe like I don't know, one of those interim title, towards the end of this year. Maybe someone's hurt, but I could see both of those guys being in title contention by next year.
Okay. Ooh, that's a hard one. I was gonna fuck with you guys. Yeah, right. I was gonna fuck with you guys and say Nate Diaz, but I don't think that dude's interested in title fights for shit. But he could.
Fucking Nick.
Nick could, but I don't think they'll give him a title shot. You know what? This is gonna be weird. I think Tyron Woodley gets his belt back.
Ooh, interesting.
He continues shitty rapping, and we'll get it back.
Yeah. Okay. I figured we'd be picking a lot of the same guys. This is interesting. All right.
Yeah. All right. We're up to lightweight.
55. This should be
lightweight.
This is gonna be fire right here because we can have a change sometime soon here. Who wants to go first, Jesse?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
This is a wild one, so go ahead, send your hate mail. I'm gonna say in 1 year's time,
triple cringe.
Justin Gaethje will be champion.
No shit.
Ooh.
And here's what I'm thinking. I think Khabib could more than likely beat Ferguson.
Okay.
And then it seems like to me like Khabib doesn't want to be a fighter for too much longer. And I think him defeating Ferguson would give him the impetus to just leave or retire for a while. And I think that would open up the floodgates to anybody else in that division. And I could just see Justin Gaethje on a hot streak, getting in there and being the champion by the end of the next year.
Okay.
Well, I've been fucking calling this prophecy for a month of Sunday. So no reason was fucking going out now. Yeah. I say Tony beats Khabib and then Conor beats Tony. By the end of 2020, the champ is back, baby. Conor's king at 155 again. Conor's the record lightweight champion. End of the year, boys.
Okay, I am gonna go. Jesus Christ! You know what? I will throw one that comes out of left field because I think somehow this works out. I originally thought Tony Ferguson too, and I believe he's gonna beat Khabib. I think Dan Hooker comes out of nowhere and takes that belt.
Get the fuck out of here! I think
wow.
Eddie took a little vape pen before the show.
That's possible, but Dan Hooker.
Ed Hooker. I call him Ed Hooker. Dan Hooker. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is good. I'm glad we're doing this.
Let's move on to featherweight here. We just had a change in champions. Max Holloway no longer champion. Alexander Volkanovski, your new champ. But 45 is there plenty of names in there that they could take it. And I'm pretty sure I know a couple of the picks they're going to be taking here. But Jesse, go ahead and go.
It's a tough one.
You pick triple cringe. You want
no.
Quadruple cringe.
Nah, he's not even on my radar at this point. I would say it's a tough one, but you know what? I'm just gonna throw it out there. Brian T. City Ortega. I think he comes back. I think he makes his way back to a title contention, and I could see him, finally achieving what everybody's thought that he could achieve the first time and becoming champion.
Okay. Brett.
Yair, baby.
Yep.
Rodriguez.
Welcome to the team, sir. Welcome to the team.
Yair Rodriguez. I honestly think that he has the potential and the ability to be the fucking champion at featherweight. I think he's that fucking good. I don't think the shit that he landed on the Korean Zombie was a fluke. I think he was throwing it the whole match, and I think that's some fucking, for as much as Luke Thomas loves to ride the dick of Izzy's trainer and all them cats out in fucking New Zealand, which they deserve that shit. Yair Rodriguez is on another level, man. You see what the Korean Zombie just did to fucking Frankie Edgar.
Yeah.
I know Frankie Edgar had that impressive performance over Yair a long time ago. Does anybody think that if Yair and Frankie fought tomorrow, that happens again?
No.
I sure as fuck don't. I think that Yair has shored up that part of his game, and I think he's a fucking problem at featherweight.
I'm with you. My pick is it's not a left field one, really. It's Yair Rodriguez. This is him. I know a lot of people are gonna say it's a beat. A lot of people are gonna say Max Holloway and everything. I think Holloway has a really good shot.
Right. Good picks for the
yeah. But Yair Rodriguez, that dude's just I think he's gonna show another level coming up soon.
And I will say, if they do the Yair Zabit fight, and if Zabit does win, then I fucking change my pick, and it's Zabit. If they line that fight up, whoever wins that fucking fight, that's the fucking horse I'm riding out of the stable.
I'm Broken and Christian going back and forth on the chat. Broken says Ferguson at 55. Christian agrees. Volkanovski stays champ. Okay. Korean Zombie. All right.
It's a good
Zombie. Yeah, Zombie's a problem. You already had a lucky elbow. That was a little more than a lucky elbow. I mean, it's hard to throw a lucky elbow from that angle. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I see why you could call it lucky, but I don't think it was luck. But Korean Zombie's a good fucking pick too, man.
Yeah,
he's a strong fucking contender at 45.
And then Zabit is overrated. Agree?
We'll find out. Hard to say. I kind of agree, but we'll see.
All right, moving on to the next pick here. We're talking bantamweight.
Bantamweight, yep.
Current champion Henry Cejudo. Jesse.
Man, it's tough because this division is kind of crazy right now, and I know a lot of people will probably be looking at Peter Yan or anything, but you know what? I'm gonna go with the guy that I've been championing for so long, Marlon Moraes. I think Magic Mike. He's going to get in there and he's going to get that title.
All right, Fred.
I'm sitting here thinking, and you're right. It's Aljo or Peter Yan. I'm going to say Aljamain Sterling.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm going to say Aljamain Sterling puts it all together and finally becomes champion by the end of the year. I'm not extremely confident about that, but I think Aljo could do it. 35 is like a boy. God, I mean, fucking Dominic Cruz can fuck around and come back and be healthy. Corey Sandhagen's a problem. Like 35 this is probably one of the harder ones to pick.
Yeah. My original pick was gonna be Aljo. I'm gonna go Aljo. Aljamain Sterling. That dude deserves it. First of all, I know he's injured, coming off an injury. He just had, I think, hand surgery or something, but he'll be back soon. But I would keep my eye on Marlon Vera.
Oh, that's who I was going to say right now.
One guy. That's one guy who will not be denied. They're giving him whoever, and he's like, all right, I'll take him out too. Okay, I'll take him out too. All right, I'll take him out too. And he's doing the shit, and it's just like, God damn, that's an immigrant mentality right there. Oh, fuck it, anybody it takes. At some point this year, they're not going to, I don't think they'll be able to deny that man a title shot.
Good point.
So, yeah.
Now, to be fair, let's do a women's 35. I know we got to wrap it quick.
We need to.
But let's do women's 35.
35, okay.
35, we didn't have one, but 35.
Right.
I mean, I imagine Amanda Nunes, right? Do we see anything happening there, I guess?
Outside of like Juliana Pena getting lucky?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know what though? I will throw somebody out there.
Just a guy.
And no, come on. I say Irene Aldana. I think she looked pretty impressive.
Mad power too.
Yeah.
And improvement. So I think she could be one of the ones getting in there and probably doing something.
Yep. Real quick in the comments, Moraes showed big flaws his last 2 fights. And Broken says that Peter Yan saying hanging is a beast. Chido works hard. That's right, 100%. He's an animal, and Aldana is coming up for sure. Yep. That last fight, remember now.
Interesting.
That's a good pick.
Possible.
Women's flyweight. Anybody?
Okay, let's do women's flyweight first.
Come on, it's Shevchenko, right? Honestly, real talk. She's the only one that might be debatable for 35. Like, I don't know who the fuck is gonna fuck with her at 35. I mean, it's fucking Shevchenko all day long, dog.
I mean, they're feeding Caitlin Chukagian to the Lions, man. That's not a good move.
Can happen, but what the fuck? For all intents and purposes, it should be Shevchenko. What the fuck?
Right.
No, I'm gonna give a pick. I'm gonna say Macy Barber.
Okay.
I could see she's on the upswing. I could see her doing something in there and getting that title at the end of the year.
If you had to pick somebody, that's a good pick. I mean, I still think Shevchenko beats that ass, but yeah, that's possible.
Yeah. Damn. I'm picking Shevchenko, but if I have to give a pick for someone to kind of not come out of nowhere, but to make a move, oh man, it is a weird one. I like Montaña de Rosa. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She can fight. She's got to fix a few little rough edges in her game, but that chick can fight. I'd say her or Macy. I'm with you. So
right.
All right. Sorry, men's 25. There's no champion currently. It's going to be Benavidez versus is it Formiga or Figueiredo?
Figueiredo.
Davison. Right. Those two are fighting. I forgot when for the vacant flyweight title that Henry Cejudo held. So let's go, Jesse. Who are you picking?
I think Joby. I think Joby is able to finally get that title, and he'll probably hold on to it for a while.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see anybody else to do that. I'm gonna go Joby as well. Who are you picking, Fred?
Well, I'll add a little spice to the conversation, boys. I think fucking Henry's disgusting ass
comes back.
Yep. I think he comes back to flyweight and wins that belt by the end of the year at flyweight. I don't think he's half as good at 35 as he thinks he's going to be. I think he gets a reality check from Aljo or Marlon or I can't say Marlon. God, I hate Henry Cejudo. He's going to get a goddamn reality check at 35, and he's going back to 25, and he will win the belt there, I think.
I'll throw a dark horse in there in 25. I like, and a lot of people don't, but I like Brandon Moreno. I think
that's good.
He can make a move. Brandon Moreno's a shit. What's up, Tev? Tev's in the comments here. Can Macy Barber grapple her way to a win? She could. It's MMA, dude.
I mean, it's fucking doubtful, but you never know. At
25, I mean, like, we've seen Shevchenko, like, show some grappling. I think she submitted with her fucking face.
Yeah, she's a beast, but I mean, anything's possible.
Right. All right. And then women's strawweight. Right. Current champion, the Zhang. Oh, Weili Zhang. That's how you're supposed to say it.
That's what I'm on the Weili train, Jack. I think she's gonna beat fucking Joanna Champion. I think she's the real fucking deal. And she seems like she's hungry as fuck, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she's got something to prove. And don't ever fucking underestimate that power of a nation shit. She's got such a huge that shit is fucking contagious and infectious, man. And I think that shit really propels fighters sometimes. Like momentum is a real fucking thing, man. And that bitch has got a lot of momentum right now. Dude, she's a fucking animal.
I mean, how do you think fucking Conor got so big? He had an entire country following him to every fight.
Real talk. Yeah.
So,
sure.
Jesse?
I mean, I think the obvious pick that most people would say is Tatiana Suarez. Right. But I'm going to go with Alexa Grasso. I think that she can. Yeah, I think she's got things to improve, and I think if she improves a lot of the stuff that has gotten her 2 losses here, I think she can make it to the top. The other one was Cynthia Calvillo, but she just can't make weight, so can't pick her.
Yeah, she's got to move up. All right, my pick on this one, if it's not, I don't know if anyone could really take out Weili. My initial thought was Tatiana Suarez, but I know she's got the back injury and everything, or back whatever she had with her back, right? Was it her back? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'd
love to see Michelle Watterson. That would be amazing. I'd love to see Tracy Cortez, but I think she's another year away of being able to contend. So if I had to give like a dark horse, I think the Queen returns. I think Rose Namajunas gets her belt back.
That will be a fun fight. I will say, if Rose comes back, that will be a fucking fun fight.
That'd be legit. Let's see. Moreno's goddamn good. Grasso and Suarez are overrated. I don't know about Suarez, but I think Grasso is starting to hit the ceiling of what she's got. I think
for sure,
starting to. So we'll see. We'll see in the next couple of fights. Here we go. Rose comes back and wins it again. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Rose.
I can see that, man.
If we get how Rose's first round was against Andrade.
Yeah. I think what's her name? Who I picked. She has a fight against I think who is it? Somebody really, really good.
Suarez?
I think a former champ. No. I didn't pick
Cavillo.
Suarez.
No, Cavillo just lost.
No.
Who'd you pick?
No, Alexa Grasso.
Right.
She has a pretty interesting fight coming up. So seeing how she comes out of that'll pretty much determine whether it's gonna go good for her or she's gonna end up being like a nothing.
All that being said, if Michelle Watterson pulls it off somehow by some miracle, step saying if someone gets injured or something, I'd be happy as fuck. But and then women's featherweight, we didn't even bother because there's like one girl in there.
Well, that's why I just skipped that shit. What are you gonna
do? Yeah. All right, boys. Anything else you guys want to hit before we head out of here? We had an extra long show tonight.
Listen, it was the awards show, 2 hours, baby. That's it.
All right, folks. Before anything, Jesse? Before we go?
Nah.
All right. Well, folks, it was a really fucking good year. Actually, it was a fun year. 2019 MMA wise was fun. A lot of changes. The ESPN thing kind of came out not out of nowhere, but once it took effect, it was like, well, what the fuck's going on here? Missing some guys like Conor McGregor didn't fight forever at all actually this year, right? Am I right on that?
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah. So Nate came back. They're talking about Nick coming back now for this year. So 2019 was legit. We appreciate every single one of you motherfuckers that hung out with us. Seriously, like we had a lot of fun with this shit. We keep it going because it's fun. Shout out to Fred, obviously, Jesse, Tev's been on the show. Ashley, the MMA nerd's been on the show. Mike Afromowitz, who comes on when he sounds like he's about to pass out, but it's cool. Appreciate him coming on. Who else do we have? We had him recently. He came
Ricky
back.
Palacios.
Palacios was on. Who else do we have this year? We had a bunch of people. I can't remember the names. I gotta see their faces, but I can't remember the names.
Fucking soup. We had that cat on. Famously rolled a blunt on the podcast.
Right. And people were like, they were criticizing his technique. I think we had Aaron on 1 or 2 episodes this year.
Aaron popped on one. Yeah. It's been
came up.
It's been a lot of fun.
Jeremiah came on a couple of times. Yeah. So anyway, it's been fucking awesome, honestly. So we appreciate you guys. You guys are the shit. As always, every single year, we never forget our boy Andrew Reed. That dude is like stuck on this forever. I don't give a fuck how long he's gone. If I'm still, we're like, if we're all hit our 80s, we're still doing this show for some fucking goddamn reason. For whatever reason, I'm still gonna be fucking calling that dude out, shouting him out. All right. Well, this is I don't have
No, and this year it was amazing to see that Eddie is gonna make himself an honest man, and boy. I can't wait till next year when hopefully we can convince Fred to either tie it down or do something along the same lines. That would be great.
I ain't that honest.
Fred's too smart. I just pigeonholed myself. What the fuck? I'm playing.
But a big congratulations to Eddie for taking the step. It was nice to see that. And Fred, hopefully we'll be able to, convince you to come out this way. Have a beer.
We got to do
couple beers, couple blunts.
Yeah, for sure. 2020, late 2020. I'm coming to the West Coast for sure. So we'll do this in person at some point for a little.
Do that.
I'll have a wide selection of ladies that you can choose from, just to convince you to come over here with some.
That's cool.
With some other stuff.
I don't mind. I'm not one of those guys. I'll buy.
I'll have to bring some gear, but we could do a show together for the first time ever.
For sure. Anyway, for sure. Yeah. We'll do it.
Appreciate it, Tev. Appreciate it, sir.
Hey,
man. Trying to go crazy 100%. All right, folks. If I had alcohol, I would take a drink for you guys, but we don't. So this is to all of you that tuned in, that watch the shows, that give it a thumbs up, that fucking retweet shit, that hit the comment section every fucking show. You guys are awesome. We hit you guys up for 2020. All right. So as usual, For myself, for Kirby, just you can follow us all on the social media, Sport1983, Kirby _MMA at ELO32, and KeyboardWarriorsMMA.com is how you get to all the shows. RepTheWarriors.com, EspressoPros.com are our sponsors. Hopefully we get some more this year. So, welcome to 2020, folks. Say goodbye to 2019. We appreciate everything that happened back then. We're looking forward. Good night, and good night, Wilshire.